Hello, everyone. This is the Jenkins Platform SIG meeting, the 1st of October, so October 7, 2025. And around the virtual table today, we have Mark Waite and myself, Bruno Verhofstadt. On the agenda today, I have Debian Trixie Java 25, the container image updates for the controller and agents, and the work in progress on images. Mark, is there anything you would like to add to the agenda?
No, but I do want to be sure we go through those topics. So those are the right topics.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Mark. So for Debian 13, Debian Trixie, it's been available since last August, end of August, I think, and we have made the move for all the Debian agents and the controllers. So they all are shipping with Trixie now, even if some of the tags were wrong. Lately, still supporting Bookworm despite being a Trixie release.
Well, and that's now fixed, right?
Yeah.
Damien published an update, or someone published an update, and the update now is correct. So the terminal tag for Bookworm-latest is actually a Bookworm release.
Okay, so we rebuilt something which we never do and retagged, right?
Correct.
Well, no, it had before.
We do it all the time with latest, right? We do it all the time with latest, and so it's not an uncommon thing for with latest. Latest is always the newest thing, and in this case, there was one tagged version of latest that had said it was Bookworm but had Trixie in it. But now, the tagged version of latest has Bookworm in the one that's tagged Bookworm, and it will get no further updates because we aren't pushing any more Bookworm updates.
Yeah, and I won't be naming names, but I'm gonna be the culprit for that error in the first. But
and we appreciate you not naming names. We don't want any guilt piled on anyone about making human mistakes, which are human.
Oh yes, definitely. Thank you, Mark. Now, Java 25, so it has been released last month, and the infra team has been working on it, and even the preview version for quite a while now. So if you are a plugin maintainer and want to give it a try, you just have to add JDK 25 in your Jenkins file, and it should work out of the box. I mean, if your plugin is able to compile with Java 25, which is maybe not the case yet, but Mark, you had quite a lot of success with lots of plugins, 150 something that you were able to compile with JDK 25, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So there is hope.
Yeah. The magic there was be sure you're using the latest version of the parent POM. If you're using the latest version of the parent POM, it works. Now, if you're using an older parent POM, you may have other work you have to do in order to get to the latest version of the parent POM. That's okay.
Indeed. And we have automatic result there to track the 250 most installed plugins, compiling or not with JDK 25, but don't really look at those numbers. Some of the plugins fail just because they don't like to be compiled in parallel with other plugins, and it's without any modification. Sometimes you have to change the plugin POM parent, and I haven't done so. It's just out of Git like they are, and so I have half of them working on it. But Mark, you have much more success than me. Some of them you are tweaking the parent POM, but for most of them you just do nothing and it just works out of the box. So it's pretty encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
Now for the agents, we now have a JDK 25 with a general availability Docker agent image. So this one is available, and we don't have a Docker SSH agent image as the PR is still running, still in review. So it's not really ready yet. And I don't think anyone asked for it specifically, so we still have some time to do so. And I think I have a few comments from Hervé to take into account before this one gets merged. But it's progressive. That's pretty cool. And as for the controller, I attempted something, but it was half-baked. Because yes, of course, the image does build, but it doesn't pass the test because the controller is not yet fully compatible with JDK 25, Mark, right?
Although I think it's compiling happily with it right now in a pull request from Adrien Le.
Adrien.
Yes.
Let me see. Is it green? No, at what time it was, I guess, but
And
not
if you look at
before.
the test, the failing test is a flake. So
Windows,
it's
yeah,
right.
maybe
The failing test is a known flake.
it's just because of availability of agents or something like that, not related to
Yes,
this. Or
well,
no, not
it's
yes, but no. It's complicated. Okay.
you don't really we don't really want to get into the why it's a flake in this meeting. But we can get into that if we
It,
really need to. I'm happy to talk about why we have flakes, but let's not.
okay, thank you, Mark. So it should be good, I would say, a few weeks from now. It won't ship, I guess, with the next LTS, right? It will be somehow in the weekly one of these days. You know, the fact that it compiles with JDK 25.
It definitely won't ship with the next LTS because the next LTS is next week and is
Yeah.
based on 2.528. So you definitely not. It isn't in a weekly yet, and when it arrives in weekly, we'll then allow some time for it to mature, to evolve, and continue. But the pull request is actually looking very, very good. It's actually got 2 approvals already, even though the
Yep.
pull request is still in draft.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
That is.
Thank you, Mark. Now, on to the container image updates for the Jenkins controller. So the latest LTS is already 3 weeks old, and it's going well so far. And the next one, Hervé, once again, Hervé Lemer is the release manager, and he will release it on the 15th of October, which you said is, yes, next week, next Wednesday in 8 days. Yeah. So it should be good. As for the weeklies, there is a breaking change with it that we move to Debian image to Trixie. Yeah, some people already reported some bugs or changes or limitations, I've been told, and we are looking into that.
Oh, so I wasn't aware of any. So I know about.
Oh, or maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I
What is
know.
about the Docker agent? Maybe I
Well, so there was a user that reported, "Hey, you labeled it wrong," and they were
no,
correct.
there was
Labeled it wrong.
yeah.
There was another one beyond that.
I think I'm wrong. I may have thought about the controller, but it's not a controller problem. I think it's an agent problem, right? I think I have seen something along the lines of something changed in the Jenkins home directory, or was it the user home directory? You know, the permissions were 700 and now this should be 751 or something like that in order to be able to accept the SSH keys. But I think it's linked to the agent and not to the controller. My bad.
Right. Well, and even that one is open for discussion because I
Yep.
tend to agree with Damien. He thinks that that's probably the wrong approach, and we should find a different approach.
Yep. So sorry for muddying the water. It's not about the controller. The controller is doing fine. But nonetheless, if you have any issue that you think may be linked to Trixie, just let us know. Now, for the Jenkins agent, so we had a new release for the SSH agents 7.2.0 and only 2 dependency updates that I noted, the Git version of Windows and the version of Debian Trixie Linux, nothing major. As for the Docker agent itself, we had 3 new releases. So we went from the preview for the JDK 25, which used to be the +9, directly to the general availability, which is 25 plus 36. And we also bumped the Git version on Windows. Yes, Mark.
No,
Oh,
nothing else.
okay. Thank you. Yes, we fixed the bug that was introduced by you know who. Of course, we switched from Bookworm to Trixie, and we bumped also the UB9 version. Now, for the work in progress on images, I have noted nothing on the controller side. We just bumping the Jenkins version, and that's all. As for the Docker agent, Hervé has been working lately on running the JDK test in parallel in order to get a shorter amount of time needed to build the image. So it's not yet ready, but nonetheless, it's progressing, which is pretty encouraging. Thank you, Hervé. I think this one may be linked to the thing we were talking about, earlier, which is a proposal to change the way the permissions of the home Jenkins. and the discussion is still open. We maybe find another way to do so. And this one has been running for a few weeks, accepting remoting ops with spaces in them, because for the time being it doesn't work. And it's a follow-up to other PRs which allow to have the remoting ops directly available. Now, for the Docker SSH agent, we have a support for JDK 25 preview, which may evolve to something else like the definitive general availability JDK 25. Yep, we'll see. It's still in review, as I said earlier. And that's all that I have regarding the work in progress on images. I would say last week, no, 2 weeks ago, we talked about Gitpod. Just forget about that. I checked once again this week, and all they want is your credit card now. It's not free anymore. So we decided that we would sunset in a way or another our links to Gitpod, because it used to be used for the quick start tutorials. It's part of the Jenkins IO documentation. And we will have to remove that. And when we have time, maybe move to GitHub Codespaces. But I think the first action would be just to remove that, because it would mislead our first-time user, our newcomers.
Right. I think I wish it were different, but it was good while it lasted, and thanks to the Gitpod people who allowed it to last. That was great.
Yeah, thank you, Gitpod. There are services like that that we do love, and we know that one of these days, it's too good to be true. One of the days we have to pay. Right? For example, the feature from Oracle Cloud, where you have a machine for, as long as you want it, for free. And yeah, I enjoy it until I won't be able to. But for the time being, it's still, if you need a VM somewhere, an ARM64, go ahead. Yeah, whatever. Mark, earlier you told that there was nothing you wanted to add to the agenda. Anything else you had in mind? You covered it all?
No, we really have covered it. Thanks very much.
Wow, that was effective. Half the time we take, most of the time. Thank you so much, Mark, for being there. The video should be available from 24 to 48 hours, and we should see each other 2 weeks from now. Until then, enjoy Jenkins. Bye-bye.